Hey guys, Blindside here. I have been asked multiple times how I set up my stuff, and I figured that I might as well give you guys a YouTube video of this. So since the last time that when I made the physical video, I actually was using this sucker right here for the camera, this Kinect, and I don't even remember how I had that set up. It was just a mess. So I figured that I might as well show you guys how I have this set up. This is the Logitech C920 that one of my friends actually sold it to me for 50 bucks. And this right here, this video is actually going to be posted on YouTube, as you see here. And I've got that it's streaming so that the people who are wanting to know ahead of time know ahead of time. So I do have an ability to show you guys the screen acting as if I'm not even streaming yet. So let me toss that up on here. I think it was this one. Yeah. Okay. So this is what my screen usually looks like before I even get started. So what I do is I start up. You see that I've got two of them here, two OBS. I'm going to start up this second one. I'm not going to get into how I did that, but just look it up online, how to run multiple OBS at the same time. It's not exactly as it seems it would be. So what we have here is the original setup, the starting where it comes at when you boot up OBS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start up a new scene. So let's just make this scene of test. So, you see that it doesn't say sources and it starts off like this. If I go into preview stream, you see that it's black, there's nothing here, and that's because you need to set it up for yourself. So I do have, in the background, you might have seen that I had the wavy motion of a caution sign. If I actually go down into my stuff, you'll see that I do have that sitting here in the background. But I don't have it maximized. If I actually wanted to, I could have this over on the other screen and just have it sitting here just as you see it. And it doesn't really help. And the reason is because if you actually wanted to have this showing but you didn't want it to be on the screen, you can't just do a window capture, because any little thing that you have sitting on top of it, and as you can see, it can be shown on screen. So what we're going to do is I just move this off to the side. I even just minimize it. And in order to have that show up, it's not a window capture per se, it's more of a video capture. So if I right click on sources, or even if I right click here on this screen, you have the add option. And what we're going to do is, I said window capture. If I was to do window capture and click OK, you see that it would show you only the OBS and the Twitch, which I had shown you earlier, which was this screen right here. The reason is because they're already open. If I was to close this, cancel it out, and pop this on, then I do that again, window capture, you see that it also says the VLC media player. And I'll even show you right now. Capture mouse cursor, that'll actually show only when you have the mouse cursor on that section. So if I click OK, you see that it shows only part of it on the screen. Let's go to, let's edit the scene and move this down. You see that that's all it shows. If I bring it off into the screen, then you can actually see that it shows something else on the screen. Unfortunately, it won't show you what's going on because it's being covered up. So if I minimize this, you see that it doesn't do anything. So we're going to remove that one and actually start up and add game capture. Game capture is everything. So as you can see, VLC media player is there. We can stretch the image to the screen and ignore the aspect ratio. And as you can see, it's not really showing anything. Let's check to make sure that that's still running. So as you can see, there are some glitches that happen. If I stop the preview and start the preview again, maybe, no. It might be because it's being shown on another screen. That's always a possibility too. So game capture. Nope, because I accidentally closed it. So let's start that over. You have the boot before OBS and current background video. And then I'll go over here to refresh. Nope. Sometimes, like I said, it's a little glitchy sometimes. Game capture. And then we're going to have the VLC. Stretch image to screen, ignore aspect ratio. Nothing. But if I actually take it and do not stretch image to screen, there's... Gosh, it's not acting like it normally does. But what I've done on my other, like say my pre-stream image, yeah, it's not letting it show. That's an unfortunate thing. But that's strongest belief is that that's actually because I already have it playing in this window of OBS that you have here. Ta-da! Magic and lots of craziness going on. So that's why it's not showing up your VLC media player at the moment. Normally it would be. But I'm going to minimize that back again and go into the test section. So if I wanted to show, you saw that I have a section here on the pre-stream. If I go into edit scene and click on each one, you see that each one of them is a different component. So what I've done is I actually, this being a GIF animation or a GIF image, you have this one's an image. This one is actually, if I go into properties, you see that that's a date and time. This one right here is using CLR browser configuration. You have to get an add-on into it, into the browser, so that you actually can put that in there. You see that I also have now playing, image, and text scrolling. But this one's the most interesting, I think, is this extra thing off to the side. I don't even think I've got you seeing this. Oh, there it is, the mouse cursor. So you have that. In order to do that, what I did is, let's go over to this test and add, and we'll go to image slideshow. So we have add, and then we'll go into pictures, and we'll just go through we'll take a whole bunch of them. I selected and click open, and you see that you got all of these here. Now we're going to just have it at 10 seconds and click OK. Now as you see, after 10 seconds you'll see that change. 10 may be a little bit too long, but you know, yeah, there you go. But you also see that it's a little size issued. So if I go in and reset the size, that's not going to do as much as if I was to do this and shrink it to fit. So it may be dark, but it still follows the path. You understand that. For the audio settings, let's go to the settings in that. So settings, and you see that general is not really much there. Encoding, very important. You see that I've got this at 2000 max bitrate. The reason why I have it low, and I call that low because I have a maximum upload speed on this system of 5,000 kilobytes per second. Now I decided that I wanted to make it so that it doesn't peak and dip for cutting out the stream. So I dropped it down to half that. So that would have been 2,500. But I also wanted to keep in account that you guys who are on the mobile can usually not see it, and so I actually dropped it down to 2,000. I could go even lower, but then the quality suffers even more. So that's how that one's set up. In the broadcast settings, there's not much there. But in the video is important. You see that it says bilinear fastest, bicubic sharper, and Lanczos. I can never say that. Lanczos. So Lanczos is the best detail. That's for somebody who has a computer that can handle it, that can that has an internet that can push it, and that has everything in order, including having maybe a partnership so that you guys understand that there would be a quality button involved on the channel. So I go to the fastest so that the mobile can actually work with it. And you see that the frames per second I've actually got at 30. Audio, I put it as the microphone. If you looked at the physical video that I made before, you notice that that I'm connected via the Turtle Beach audio headset. And hotkeys are hotkeys. If you have something that you want to switch back and forth to and from really quick, you click on a button, you're there. But I don't use them. I just click in through. Advanced, same thing as last time. In order to make it easier on the viewers, I actually have set this to very fast. If you read this, it says setting this value higher reduces CPU usage by sacrificing certain aspects of quality. On the other hand, setting this value low increases quality at the cost of more CPU. Now I could go higher with this. I could set this at CPU usage slower, or I could even go ultra fast. I'm determining that as time goes on. Next up we have, no, that doesn't do anything. No, that doesn't do anything. Microphone noise gate. Now you notice that as I talk, you can't really hear me if I talk really low, if I whisper it. And the reason is because I actually want to not let all this background noise that happens actually play through the audio. So I set up an open and close threshold. If you read this, it says a noise gate automatically mutes the input signal once it goes below the closed threshold of the gate and unmutes it when it goes above the open threshold. So you can have the open and closed threshold be pretty much the same if you wanted it to. The scene switcher is the same thing as hotkeys. It just switch around. It actually, I think it even that you might be able to have it a certain set amount of time until it changes the screen. So I haven't delved into that much because I don't have the plug-in, but that gives you something to look forward to. Let's go back over here to the preview of the stream, and we still have our image. As you see, it always starts up on that first image that you have. I'm going to remove that for now and remove the game capture that doesn't exist. And let's jump over to our AverMedia. Now I'm using the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable. It's a nice one, a nice system, but it does have its little kinks. And one of the kinks that it has is that in order for the Live Gamer Portable to actually stream on OBS, I reboot my system and then turn on Open Broadcasting software immediately. But on the luck chances, I don't have to. It won't show me a red screen. So this is a video capture device. So I'm going to click on that, and let's make sure that it says AverMedia, just so that we know what it is. And you see that right here, I've got the AverMedia C875 capture, but I also have, yeah, it's not even showing right now. That means that because it's not showing, that means that I'd probably get a red screen, and I'll even show you the red screen. You see that right there. Now that's what happens when I load things up before I actually load up OBS. And so the only thing that you have to do there, reboot your system with the AverMedia on. That's a little kink of AverMedia, and I'm using the Live Gamer Portable. Let me actually show you guys that. Live Gamer Portable Stream Engine. That's this right here. But of course, if things aren't done in the right order, then the AverMedia actually has an issue with it. So it's an unfortunate little side effect of the AverMedia. So sorry that you guys can't see that. But you can see the rest of the stuff. If I go add an image, let's say that I actually wanted my logo to be in here. In order for it to be invisible partially, let's go into my Blindside folder, and we'll go over to the master logo. Now the master logo, as you can see, it's just a logo, but you notice that as you increase the size, it gets blurrier. So you got to keep that in mind, that if you want to have a really good image, have it be a big one that gets shrunk down. That's how all of my images of the Xbox games and the PC games are actually set up. They're a really small font compared. Like as you can see here, I actually am using a size of 341 width by 480 height of the image. So if I was to actually show you guys that as an image, we would see that the image is fairly big compared. I mean, it's not that big. I mean, if I go to position and size, reset size, nothing's happening. But I have that my size is a slight bit smaller, and that's so that the image pixels are not screwing with anything, and it actually gives you a better quality image in the long run. So that takes care of those two things. Let's talk about text. You guys want text on your image. Let's say that you actually wanted something like "Stream will begin shortly," and so as you can see, it starts off like this with a fairly. You see that the white starts to go out. You can't really see it. It gets whitewashed by that Xbox 360 label. That'll happen if you have any image with just the solid color. So what you want to do is you want to have an outline on it. And here's how you put an outline. Click on that, and you can change the thickness if you really want to. But now if I do this, you see that you can see it no matter what. So that takes care of that. You also can fiddle with the fonts. You can fiddle with the font size. You see that right now, you can see over here that it's starting to go through the red lines. If I was to set custom text extents, you see that it cut it off. Size on the left is the width. You can actually set these so that they are specific size, so that you can actually expand and contract and not have it overdo things. So let's see that 500, you may need to do 1,000. 1,000 is too much. You see that there are things that you can do with it, like word wrap, and it's pretty much just a tweaking of the values in order to get it the way you want it. If you had a background color you wanted, like say orange or yellow, you see that it doesn't show. Now if I look at that, at the outline, I think I see a little bit of something. But if I do an opacity, that's what it is. If you do an opacity, then you actually get it showing. So you can actually dim that, let's say 75, and you see that now it is slightly see-through. So that way you can actually use stuff like that. Next up, you have your bolds, your italics, your underlines, your fonts. It's pretty much standard for that. Now here comes the odd ones. If I do that, I want a clock, that I want to see what time it was. So I'd go to CLR browser. No, sorry. I would go to date and time, and then you see here that it already gives out a resolution. Now the resolution, once again, is your width and your height. So let's say that you wanted 500, you want it centered. We'll go with that for now. Whoa! So as you can see, it's slightly screwed up. So what you want to do is you want to increase that that width as well as this size right here. So let's say that the size is actually 700. So you see that now the text shows right, but it's not at the right height. So let's just say 50 for now. So now you have a date, you have a time. If you really wanted to change this, you can expand it, but you see that the quality suffers. So you want to increase that text size to something a little bit bigger. Say go with 72, and then you can actually shrink that down, and that way you have some really sharp quality text. So let's continue this on. Let's make that 900 by 100 just so that you can see the entire image. Still not enough, so I'm just going to drop this down to 48. So there we go. In the case that you want only the date or only the time, you change these right here. This right here is your entire setup. You see that if I get rid of the S's, no more seconds on here. And I also got rid of the bracket that takes up the shape. And then you have those right there. All of this information right here you can find on OBS just like everything else. You have that a capital H for a clock from 0, just 0 to 23 versus HH, which will actually put a placeholder for that other 0. And it just keeps going on from there. There's a lot of different commands, but for the one that I use, I actually just go and put the lowercase ss. I do that, and then the TT was actually for the AM PM designator. So if I wanted it just to be A and P, I would do that. And you see that a giant P would show up, and I took her and got rid of the date. So we have here changing that off to be outline thickness, same thing as last time. You got that right there. Now I want that I'm going to go in 12-hour increments, up to 12 and then back down to 0. So I'm going to set this, instead of capital H's, to lowercase h's. And now you see that it says 3:56:25, which is what time it is right now according to my computer clock. Sometimes things will glitch out. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that that date is right. So go into your internet time, change setting, and watch the time. You might see it change. I don't know if it changed. I can't remember if I saw it or not, but there you go. So that takes care of the time aspect of things. Next up, we have countdown. Countdown actually is working in the opposite direction and is specific to a time. So if you wanted it to be a countdown to your stream, it actually requires you to change the date every time, or the time every time. So I don't even fiddle with it, but you guys are different. I'm not, that's just me. So take your pick. You saw how to set up the times through that. And as you see, if I set that, if you notice, it just shows a box at the moment. So it doesn't completely show you exactly what you need to know, but if you expand this out to like 1,000 and 1,000, you might see something different. Like, look, there's the clock, and you see that it is counting down. But once it hits 0, depending on how you set it, it can actually start going back up afterwards. So, next thing. So we got that taken care of. You guys want to see the chat sometimes, right? So let's go to the chat. CLR browser is what you want to look at. So I click OK, and I actually go to NightDev. Now, NightDev is a program that works alongside the program, so let's get that up and running. NightDev. Now you see OBS chat. So I'm just going to go to nightdev.com. I'll be posting these links in the YouTube description afterwards, and you see that there's projects. Now this one, they're in charge of Better TTV, Follower Alert, Stream Tip, but the one that I am working with now, even Nightbot is in here. But OBS Chat is what we want to look at, and you see that it says install. So once you install this, once you download it, you can continue to the next one, and it asks you what the username is. The reason is because it wants to know which chat am I really going to be going to. Am I going to be going to Blindsides chat? Am I going to be going to Daily Life Gaming, DJ Hacks 1? It doesn't matter. As well, technically it does matter. So the other thing is you're going to look through these, light, dark, none. If you go into none, the text itself is going to say clear. Let's go to blindside_00. Guys who are in the chat, you can already look and be ready to do this. You see that right here it says clear. I can change that to light and dark whenever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control Alt and copy, and then as you can see here, this is for the advanced users. I don't usually touch it, but it can actually help with hiding when you're not using it and stuff like that. So as you can see, that's all that it says there. So we can go into OBS and copy and or paste it in there, and let's say that this is 1000, because that's an easy one to make sure that everything shows up right. And you see that right now it's got the text is really small. So in order to counteract that, what we're going to need to do is we need to actually check, as you can see, these numbers. We've got font size right here, and you can try it. I've never actually done this. So let's see what happens if I put in 42 here. If something does change. Nope, I broke it. So in order to do this, let's go default font size and then drop this down to 600. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste that back in there. There we go. And you see that right now it's in the loading phase. So if I expand this out, it makes it a lot easier to actually have that in the chat. So it's loading things. The reason probably why it's acting up right now is because I do have OBS set up on the other screen. So those are the main things that happens when I stream. As you can see, I've got multiple screens here. Each one of them resorts to it or follows a different thing that I do, and so that covers the OBS side of things. As for the camera side of things, now you notice that I do have the camera here, but I also have some people who would want to talk to me on OBS. not on Skype, but on Google Hangouts. So if I go back to, not Comp 2, onto test, let's go back here. There we go. If I want to show my screen, that's easy enough. That's windowed mode. If you go into, let's say that you want to have your camera show up in two places. A camera usually goes into exclusive mode, which means that it can only happen on one system at a time, or one software program. So what I do is I actually take OBS. Let's get back to it. I go to OBS and I right click and go to video capture device, and I've got something different. That video capture device is actually called SplitCam Video Driver. Now SplitCam Video Driver is an awesome little program that I've got that actually shows up, as you can see here. I've got SplitCam Video Driver actually allows me to have the camera play up on here. Once it's on here, then it actually shows on anything. So if I go into the options on this, or onto the video source, you see that it says Logitech HD Pro Webcam 920C, or C920. You also see it says Connect Camera. That's because of the original setup where I had the Connect Camera onto the PC. So that's not done anymore. I now have this, and no matter what, I still want that ability so that my fellow streamers can actually have me on their screen. So I have Google Hangouts as my system. Skype is too intrusive. There's way too many abilities for somebody to take and get your IP from that. So I don't do it. So I don't allow it. I completely backed off of that. The solution, if you are getting DDoSed and such with Skype, is to go on Skype, contact somebody from like McDonald's or Walmart or your nearest library, and get that linked to their IP address of their system, so that way their virtual private network can take care of it, and so that the static IP is not taken into account. And that way you can just come back over here, never touch Skype again, and be all good. So let's see. What else? What else? Is there anything else that I'm missing? Anything you guys think that I'm missing? Let me know in the chat. We have here... Oh, yes. For my notifiers, I've got that I get notified if somebody follows. So I do want people to recognize when there's a follower. So what I use is called Twitch Alerts. Twitch Alerts is something that's pretty straightforward and very common for a lot of the people here that stream. Now the internet is acting up because I do have I have a lot of stuff up at the same time in order for you guys to see all this. So let's do this. If I go to TweetDeck, you see that TweetDeck is actually my way of seeing when you guys tweet out the stream, and then you have that I will have a few different things up at the same time. So I would normally have that TweetDeck is here. I'd have over in a secondary screen, I'd have the dashboard for Twitch Alerts. So let's make that load already. I'd also have over here, I'd have my dashboard and MooBot. MooBot is the program that I run with, and there's lots of videos on how to use MooBot, so I'm not really going to go into that. As you can see here on the twitch.tv/my name, /dashboard, you actually see that you can set up, if you're playing something, you can set up what the title is that people see from the PC. You have the broadcast language. You can click update for that. You can see how many people are actually viewing. Hey, I got 6 people in here. Woo! You have how many people you have seen or have seen your account, or at least how many accounts have seen your profile. You have the followers. I'm up to 1,857, and there's 8 people chatting away. So then you have this right here. This is your video preview. This is where you can see what's going on. If you do listen to Twitch a lot and watch that, this will probably be talking away, as you can hear it just a little bit. That right there is me talking. That's not going to do you much good aside from knowing that you have things going on. So then you have this hosted. Hosted actually refers to a situation where, say you have that you are done broadcasting. Say that you're done with your stream or anything like that, and you want people to be able to see one of the people that you follow or something like that. So what you would do is you'd come down into the chat and you'd go on your channel, you go /host, and then say Daily Life Gaming. You do that, hit enter, and it will show you that you are hosting. That puts up a preview of them, what's going on in their channel, and it leaves your chat off to the side. So now you're seeing the follower view of somebody else, and it's not bad. It's not a big deal. Let's see. If I click on this right here, you'll see that I can actually see who's in here out of the viewers, who's in here out of the moderators. Like I said, I use MooBot. You can see the quality of your stream. Everything goes pretty well. When you finish up with a stream, you can go in and edit it. And that right there happens through, not through here, but through, let's say, you go into your title, and then this is going to pop up audio, I think. Nope, it's good there. And what you're going to do is you're going to go over to this. There's going to be an arrow up here sometime. Sometimes it doesn't show up, unfortunately. Yep, there it is. So if I click on that, you see that I can click on this this little wrench. Uh-oh. Video Manager. You can click on the wrench. You can click on down here, Channel, Video Manager, Dashboard. All that stuff is available to you here too. So as you can see, my pretty little face. But more so, the importance is stuff like this. You have a lot of people coming into your channel. It's good to know, for people to find out what's going on out of your information. You get frequently asked questions all the time. So what you can do is you can go to the command section, and you can actually set up different commands. Now I actually add the word exclamation point, the command that they had just put, so that people know that it is a command. And this right here I'm not going to delve into too much, because there are, like I said, lots of people who already cover this. What else? Twitch alerts still not showing up. Huh. That's weird. Sometimes Twitch alerts and the other programs can do some pretty funky things. It might be because I've got SoundCloud working instead of YouTube. I'm actually using YouTube for my music, most of the time. And when I do that, I will have this program SMG loaded at the same time. SMG, once you start running it, just minimize it and leave it in the background, and it will tell you exactly what's playing. In my case, I've got a bar down here at the bottom that I use. So let me show you that. So now playing text, as you can see there, I've got down here the no song currently playing. If I was to pause this music and go to something, YouTube, and then go to this right here. So you have that because I'm on YouTube, it's going to start saying the name of the song that I'm playing, or at least it usually does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss this over here into its own window, and then I'm going to click Start. Now you see that it shows currently playing and says this right here. You want to have your main YouTube video somewhere. You can minimize it, and that'll work just fine. As long as it's individual from everything else, it'll work just fine, instead of being one of these many tabs. So this right here actually outputs to a text file. As you can see, I have it under an SMG folder, and if I go back over here into SMG, you see current song, and it shows that exact same link. That is the text box that you're going to show on your screen. So what I do from there is I'll go into OBS, preview stream, then I'll right click and add text, and then I'll go down here to say where it says use text from file. Now use text from file and browse, and then I can use SMG, current song, and then it's ready to go. And boom. So as you can see, it's not moving anywhere, and that's because I didn't have custom extents, and I didn't set a scroll speed. But that's up to you guys whether you want to do that. So that covered the music side of things. What else? We have under the Twitch alerts. Now, once you get Twitch alerts, if you want to have text show up right now, as of the date March 8th, you have that that Twitch alerts is actually separated from. Let me see. Twitch alerts has a text box. Now, it may not be showing because of how much stuff I've got going all at the same time, due to the two screens working at the same moment. So, just so you know, Twitch alerts would have a bunch of different options for text. Now, that goes back to things such as this camera only page that I've got. As you can see right here, I've got my top donators, I've got my welcome newcomers, I've got my donations today, follower count. All those numbers are actually coming through via that Twitch Alerts app. And so Twitch Alerts, incredible program, very nice. He just recently put in a wish list option that he's going to try to work in the links of selling as well. But that hasn't happened as of yet. So Twitch Alerts is just wanting to be buggy for now. Go figure. Twitch Alerts is being Twitch Alerts. So let's get rid of that. Now playing text. Now oh, there we go. Now that I turned off OBS, it's letting me do all the other stuff. So good. So I'm going to close that down again and open it back up. I closed off the second version of OBS just to make up for that, and also have closed off SoundCloud. Oops. SoundCloud I did not want to turn off because that's your music. That's what you're listening to right now, huh? So, let's continue that on. Verifying application requirements. So, Modbot. Modbot is actually this right here. Now, Modbot is at version 1.8.5505. So much stuff. What you want to do is look up online for a YouTube video regarding Modbot latest update. That is how you guys have your gears set up. Now, I don't have that turned on right now, and that's because this is just the setup video. I'm going to be coming back on for my stream at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But this gives you guys the ability of a payout interval in minutes. So this is saying 1 gear every 5 minutes. Any subscribers can get a different amount. And that way they get some special privileges. If you set this up right at the very get-go with the MySQL database, then you won't have the issue I've got. The issue I've got is that once I start an SQL database, all the other gears that I used to have are gone. So I'm not touching that anymore until I figure something out. And if you really wanted, like if you have an issue with the chat, you could try typing or clicking on this, and it will show you all the stuff that's going on. Twitch alerts finally decided to show up. So, yes, I want to close, move on. So this right here is a portion of Twitch alerts. This is the one that you download in order to make the text options work. So this is a beta version. They're still working on it. But as you can see, I can actually set the order in which things are written down. And there are so many different options here. You have to look through them yourself to really understand what you want to go for. So once you save and close, then you will end up with Twitch alerts there in the background. You may need to open it up again. And in my case, it decided that it wanted to freeze. Go figure. Twitchalerts.com. Let's get to that so that you guys can see that. So, twitchalerts.com. Come on, twitchalerts.com. You know you want to. What if I pause that? Close that. And so I'm not exactly sure as to what's taking it so long, but let's launch Twitch alerts. And this right here, as you can see from this image right here, this little thing that says thank you for streaming and all that stuff, the thank you for streaming is actually a text box that somebody put in, a text that they wanted to be shown once they donated. Twitch alerts is incredibly powerful. There are a lot of things to it. And I know that a lot of you guys are coming into the stream. I wanted to make sure that you guys understand that that everything is everything right here is just a broadcast to show you guys how I do things on the software side. So here you have the dashboard. Now the dashboard is showing you how many followers you had on that day. Now this is the 14 after I finished streaming. You also have donation goal, which right now I've got set up as something for voting one of the 3 or 4, if you count the Battlefield 4, different games Once the donations hit that that cap, if it is within the range of vote, the poll being set up in MooBot, then I will get one of those. So this right here is something that just recently came into being. This is the My Wishlist items. It actually allows you to buy the item for me. Now it's not all as solid as you think. It's more just this is what you want me to dedicate that amount to. And it's a full purchase of that item for me. And it's not fully developed yet. It's fairly new. I mean, it just happened within the last 2 months that he decided to put this up, so that way people can determine what they want to buy it with, or to do with it. Donation settings, that would be to set up like this right here. You see PayPal and credit card donations are separated so that people with that don't have PayPal can use the credit card, or the other way around. So subscribers, I don't have anything. My donations, that's a way to keep track of everything. The alert box. Alert box is important. If I copy this, I want to copy this because this is going to be important for the broadcast. As you can see right now, I would copy this and I would actually right-click inside my OBS, which I don't have open anymore. I'd right-click in OBS and I'd go into that CLR browser page and I'd paste this in. And that way I can actually test the follower alert. Now you may not see it on that screen, you might see it on this one. Let's see, as you can see, this one is set up fairly good. And if I go into these, you've got subscription alerts, follower alerts, donation alerts, hosting alerts, lots of different things you can do. All these different options as a streamer. So you have to pretty much dive into it to determine what you like. Let's do a test donation here. It will appear in like 30 seconds if I'm lucky. Sometimes it takes a lot longer. Sometimes it takes a lot shorter. And while that's going on, just so you know, when I do all of this, I actually, as you can see, it says this is a test donation, it says a test follow, and it's, for some reason, it's saying 7 hours ago. I don't know. But regardless of that fact, oh, you can't even see it at the moment. So, this right here, as you can see, I've got that. I put the test donations through, and they didn't show because I'm on this screen now. It's not going to show anymore. But you would have that they would post on this screen, and oh well. But this is an always updating program. They have ways for you to donate to them and everything. Highly used, like incredibly used, incredibly often, I mean. And let's see, what else? Is there anything I'm missing? Follows, donations, hostings. I showed you how to host. I showed you how to put a background image, GIF images, Twitch alerts, music text. I think I pretty much covered everything. Split cam. I do have that my monitors are set up on 2 screens, so that way I can have all of that stuff on this screen while I have my game playing on that screen. Now I'm not even pointing at them, but as you saw, once I get into the stream with the AverMedia, I actually can just go in and there it is. So I hope that answered the majority of your guys' questions. If you do have any more, let me know in the comments below on YouTube. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was long. I mean, I look at the uptime and I see that I've been up that's been for about an hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And if I see you later today, I see you later today. If I see you next time, I'll see you on the blind side. Peace.